I don't have an intro. I got nothing.
And you've already hit record.
Yes, I've already hit record, but we could always re-record. I just completely froze just then.
Well, you have your shtick.
I know, I have the shtick, but I usually like to add a little flair to it, you know? I kind of like to put a little dollop of mustard on there, that Mike Dank.
Mike's hard mustard.
With the muffler, Ryan Bruckner. I'm Mike Big Tobacco Ryan.
I don't care.
Okay, that's why I didn't want to speak. I knew you were going to interrupt me. How's it going today, Ryan? Happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you.
You're first.
Tired, man.
Your first real one.
My first Father's Day was just draining. Went to get brunch and got the brunch.
That's more of a Mother's Day thing to do.
There were lots of dads there in their Tommy Bahama shirts.
That's awesome.
Loading up their plates.
Cool.
Went to Citrus City Grill. It was delightful.
Owen dressed up? You have his Sunday finest?
He wore his zoo animal button-up. There was a
zoo animal button-up.
There's bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys.
There you go.
Went up to the Bloody Mary bar.
How many did you have?
I had 2.
2? Because you are a reasonable adult.
It's just how many Bloody Marys can you really have? Especially when you...
I can have 6 or 7.
But especially when you have to build your own and they have like a whole array of different hot sauces. Mm-hmm. So like the second one I made was just like way too spicy.
Sorry to interrupt there. This is good. I just had my first sip of this Canada Dry grapefruit that you gave me.
It's amazing.
This is
it?
really good.
Yeah, and you even have a Perrier, but you were like, no, I'm going to open this.
And I got one of the big glass ones, too, the fancy Perrier that just makes me feel like an elitist.
You were trying to big time me with your Perrier.
I kind of was.
And then I told you to drink the Canada Dry, and you listened.
I did. And I was like, ooh.
You know I
mean, I love grapefruit
It's
flavor,
very subtle.
but it's not overwhelming. I was just going to say that. Yeah, this is
It
pleasant.
may be one of the best Canada Dries I've had.
Canada Dry, you rule. Just hitting that out of the park left and right. I have always been
underrated in the sparkling water game.
Name a better ginger ale. It's not even close.
I can't name another one.
Schweppes.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're pretty good in the sparkling water game as well. God damn.
I believe it was a friend of a friend who once told me that he saw a lady walking out of a Target with a cart full of Schweppes. that was all there was in it. And then he
were they on sale?
Well, the punchline was, I think I just schwepped my pants.
Oh.
Funny at the time. Maybe it was his delivery.
It doesn't hold up.
Yeah, I guess not. I remember cracking up to that joke.
What year was this?
2006.
Okay.
Was that funny in 2006 at that age as a 22-year-old?
In my pants jokes were like
I just
really hot back
schwepped
then.
my pants. She just schwepped me off my feet. There we
go. I like that better.
All right, now it's my joke.
Yeah.
Ha! I just took your joke, friend of a friend.
This drink schwepped me off my feet.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but it was a tiring brunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does it feel, man? This is your first, people are telling you Happy Father's Day now. You're on the other end of it, man.
Having a child is weird. It's like, especially when they're upset or tired, like he's happy. Like most of the time, he's like crawling around, excited.
Yeah,
he's like in his mobile exploring stage. So he
has a very happy personality.
He wants to move all over the house.
Right.
So we've had to cover the outlets and everything. But then he gets tired and he'll want to move around still. But now he's moving around and crying at the same time.
Okay.
Like he doesn't know that. Like, I'm tired, I need to settle down. He's just like, I feel like shit, but I still need to move around.
Ooh.
And so basically, it's like you have a tiny drunk person that you're trying to get into the car at 2 a.m. after last call, and they're not listening to you.
Yeah, wow.
It's like having that every day.
Ooh, how long do you think this will last? Is this like a 6-month thing?
2 years?
No, it can't be that. I think hopefully he'll eventually.
He'll learn
he's a
to
smart
regulate
kid.
his emotions.
He'll be like, "Oh, I felt much better when I took a nap there. So maybe I was antsy because I was so restless. So then I'll just stop being restless, and then I'll fall asleep."
Well, we'll see.
I think it'll be maybe like 4 years.
Okay. I'm thinking maybe
I don't know how
18,
you do it.
18 years?
I don't know how you do it. And you know what? You did, and you are, and you're a hell of a dad. And
Oh.
from the bottom of my heart, happy Father's Day.
Well, thank
You're
you.
doing a hell of a swell job, man.
Happy single guy living in an apartment.
With a dead father.
With a dead father.
No, I like today, man. I was watching some baseball, and there's just something special.
Do
about
they
that
do something
synergy.
special?
Yes. Well,
for-
they wear the prostate cancer blue hats.
Oh.
And they, yeah, of course they do across Major League Baseball, and they showcase the importance of that synergy between a father, a son, and the sport of baseball. There's something very special between that, and playing catch and stuff. And it was a pretty magical Angels broadcast that I watched today.
Oh. That's good.
And they like interview all the players
cry?
about what their dad. I did. I got choked up.
I knew you would.
I got choked up. Yeah. It was pretty sweet. But happy Father's Day, Ryan.
Oh, thank you.
And then you took a nap, I hope.
I took a nap. Yeah,
Okay, good.
right before this podcast.
So how do you feel right now?
I'm
I'm
bright and
very low
bushy-tailed.
energy, and
No.
I'm very.
Well, I fixed myself a cold brew, so now I'm up for the challenge.
There you
of
go.
This pod. I was thinking too, like when I put Owen to sleep, like now I kind of use the rope-a-dope method.
Okay.
You know about the rope-a-dope method?
Yes, I do. That was
Muhammad
Muhammad Ali,
Yeah.
and he was tiring out his opponent.
Yeah, just going against the ropes, not engaging, just absorbing.
George
the shot.
Foreman, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. For
Was
like
it Foreman
6
that
rounds.
made the rope-a-dope
Yeah.
famous?
Yeah,
Just tired that fool out.
yeah, and then he turned it on once Foreman was tired,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I do with this kid. He like I said, he wants to just bounce around, but he's like crying because he's tired. I just let him just get to the brink of total exhaustion where he's like, I can't hold my head up.
Wow.
And then I scoop him up,
Get
the bottle or the pacifier,
take-
and I put that sucker to sleep
Yeah, with a choke.
with a choke.
You
a
choked
choke
your
hold.
child
Yes,
out.
yes,
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's a good strategy. Because what else would you be doing? I mean, or would you just get in an argument, with your child?
You're not going to win that one. They'll win every time.
But what would be the alternative? It would be like, no, hey, no, you stop it now, stop, Charlie.
Yeah, you're
God,
just
I
going to
would
look
be
like
the
an idiot.
worst
You're going to
father.
imagine if there was like a camera on you
as a dad.
as you're like, no.
Yeah,
Now it's time to go to sleep. I don't.
I've had just about enough.
No, that's enough of that.
No. Get over here. I'm gonna kill you. Swear jar. Oh, I don't have my swear jar. We relocated.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of loud children, we relocated to the master bedroom at my humble abode to avoid my son biting the microphones and whatnot.
Yes,
So,
both my microphone and a laptop are on a table that is about 12 by 16, I want to say.
Yep.
But I'm making it work, and it's just a very beautiful bedroom.
Oh,
You put up some new artwork, I noticed.
No, I haven't. It's all been here since I bought this house.
Okay.
It's all the same. You just don't come back here. Or maybe you do and snoop around when I'm not paying attention. Who knows what you do?
Oh,
I'm
you mean
suspicious.
No. So like, I'm not sneaking into the house. Like, I was invited. I'm here.
You're here.
But you're in the other
maybe
room.
Like
Do
I'm
I
like
just
in the
mosey?
kitchen or something, and you're like, I'm gonna come back here and
Right.
smell
So
Ryan's
I go to the
panties.
bathroom.
Do you go into my drawer?
And I go
And
into the bathroom,
sniff my
and then instead of hanging
underwear?
to left to the living room, I hang a right. I just, something's drawing me to this room. And then I shut the door behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you think I leave the door ajar?
I think you leave it open
'Cause the risk.
Yeah, the thought of you getting caught turns you on even more.
Man. Oh, is he coming down? Ryan! I would be calling you, dude.
Yeah.
But
I'm
so-
just trying to find something. I'm just brushing my teeth. Ran out of time.
I was just shaving.
Yeah.
Ryan, I would never do that. I would absolutely never do that. But it does smell delicious in here. You got this machine that changes color, that spritzes out oils. It's scented
called an
oils.
essential oil diffuser.
Wow. Like, this smells exactly like, the mezzanine at the Paris Hotel in, like, freaking Las Vegas, Nevada. It smells
Now that's
delicious.
classy. They got an Eiffel Tower.
Oh, now that's classy, Ryan.
It's just as good as the original.
No, we just go to Vegas.
Just
They got
as
the
good
Eiffel
as the
Tower
original.
there.
Why you need to fly to Paris when you got one right here, and you get a free drink?
What do you
and a
think-
Buffet.
What do you think the French think of Paris?
They probably like.
What is the
just
hotel
like-
officially called? Paris, France, or just Paris?
It's just called like Paris, Las Vegas. I believe.
Paris, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Do you think they like marvel at the?
I think they're more like typical American,
How does they sound?
uncultured American.
Yeah. So they're Natasha. So you want me to be Boris? Yeah, stupid.
Typical American.
Fagot. Which means cigarette in French. Fagot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's interesting.
Well,
the
yeah.
like, why is eau de toilette perfume? Toilet water is
Isn't
perfume.
The toilette like
L'eau
the,
de toilette.
Isn't the
Oui,
toilette
stupid
like the
American.
bathroom, or is it the sink, or what is it, or is it like what does toilette mean?
I don't know, but
I thought you took French.
never been to France, but I've been to London. And instead of saying like building for rent, they say to let, right? So you see those two words together frequently, and your brain automatically fills in the space with an I, so it looks like toilette. So there's just signs that say,
they got a toilet.
Yeah.
They got a toilet. Where's their toilet?
oh man,
These fucking limeys.
crazy, right?
Ugh.
Anyway,
Did you watch the CM Punk fight?
I saw the low lights.
Oh God.
Everything
Dude,
about
seriously,
it kind of bugged me.
He, like, I honestly, okay, he fought a guy that was way better than him the first time he fought, like, a pretty good fighter. He shouldn't have been fighting that guy to begin with. This time, they put him up against a guy that was also 0-1, that's primarily a photographer.
Yeah.
He's not really even a real fighter.
Right.
And he's been training now for, what, like 4 years? Maybe more?
Yeah.
And this is the best that he could do. It was pathetic.
Yeah, Mike Jackson, I believe was his name.
Yeah.
I listened to his post-match interview, and he's like, I just I take a lot of pictures of the guys. I work at a gym as as a physical therapist. Dana White just told me I'm never going to do a UFC match again. That sucks. So he's just like a contractor,
Well,
and he was showboating a little
yeah,
bit.
Dana White was pissed that he didn't finish Punk. He totally could have
He
finished
was
him
he
at
was
any
he
point.
was lollygagging out. He was showboating, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, just watching Punk throw punches and kicks, it looked like he hadn't been training for more than a year.
Yeah. Oh, really? But what is he? 42?
He's like, no, he's I think 36 or something like that.
Punk? No, he's older.
Yeah, no, he's
Really?
in his late 30s.
Okay. Well, then who's this Mike Jackson guy? How old was he? He looked like he was in his mid-30s as well. So
Yeah.
it's not like an age thing.
It's just, I think it really shows that CM Punk has very little physical talent. He has a lot of charisma. He didn't bring it to the UFC at all. He was
Why?
very uncharismatic leading up to his 2 fights.
What do you think drew him to UFC?
Here's the thing. Like, I remember back when he was still wrestling, he would come on to this MMA show that I listened to, Ariel Hawani, the MMA Hour, and he would do an interview. And he would ask him about MMA. He watched MMA. He knew MMA. Oh my God! You actually asked me a question, you piece of shit.
No, it's just this chair is so comfortable.
And so he talked about doing jujitsu. So
Yeah.
he would.
So
train
he
in
just really
jujitsu.
respected
So
the art.
he would talk
Why
about
didn't he do
how
jujitsu then?
I know, but then he would ask him do you train often? Do you roll with people? Do you roll with fans?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, I'm kind of weird about rolling with people. And then they're like, well, like, do you have a belt? And he's like, oh, I don't care about that sort of thing. I don't care about your blue dick or your brown dick or your black dick. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
But it's like this asshole was just taking private lessons from Henner Gracie, who's like the biggest sycophant there is, like just looking for publicity and celebrity. And so he probably thought he was pretty good because he was just taking these private lessons and never actually,
competed.
Rolling with a 16-year-old blue belt that would strangle the shit out of him.
Yeah, which is what's happening.
Yeah, so he really had no idea like what it took to be a fighter, how difficult it would be. He just thought maybe he could make the transition so easily.
But it wasn't like
zero athletic.
It didn't have anything to do with his ego, though, because I remember him going into it with people saying you should not do this, and he's saying, I'm a huge underdog. I don't think I'm going to win, but I just want to just do this for myself, just to see if I can. And now you're saying that the training that he's gotten, he should be better.
So could he just like go to the NBA and play for the Lakers because he just wanted to see if he could do it?
Okay, well,
Should
that's
he be
on
allowed to?
That's on UFC, man. That's not his fault.
The whole thing is just sad.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like
no,
I really
it's something
like,
for UFC to exploit.
If he ever came back to pro wrestling now, I don't know. It's like I can't really.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Enjoy it.
I was going to ask you if you think this tarnished his legacy.
It's like, could you watch him in a match and really look at him the same way again?
No, not the same way, but I would love it if he did return. I would be really excited, and I would watch Monday Night Raw moving forward, or SmackDown, I guess.
If he returned, he should
to.
come back as like a heel, a chicken shit heel.
That'd be awesome. That was his best work.
He
had like 10 guys protecting him at the Royal Rumble.
And just play off of the fact that he lost in the UFC.
Yeah, no, I
he's
can
still better than everybody in the WWE or something like that.
I can separate the two entities here. If he did return to WWE, I would support him.
I think he'd definitely have to come in as a heel.
Yeah.
Definitely. I couldn't take him seriously as a face if he came in as a face.
So you really thought he would put up a better fight?
I just thought, 4 years is a lot of time to train. You should have looked better than that. There's like grappling basics, like underhook stuff.
He's garnered
stuff from getting off of his back that he just does not know and does not do.
So you think all this admiration he's getting, he's garnering this respect, I guess, because he took a beating and he didn't give up. You think that's all just BS? I mean,
everybody's just saying he has heart,
right?
And
that's kind of the whole point.
He could have like turtled up or tapped to strikes or something,
right?
Or his corner could have thrown in the towel or something.
I mean, maybe that's what he wants. Maybe he wants that sympathy. He wants to be the guy that just gets bludgeoned in there and just doesn't quit. He's got the heart of a lion.
I'm like, I don't really think there's any nobility in that. That's just movie stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think he'll have another fight?
No.
That's
that's it. He's done. He should, if he really likes this, he should just learn jiu-jitsu. It's safe. He can go up against people of his age and his skill level.
Do you think he would ever do commentary in UFC?
No. No, he's not qualified. He doesn't know anything about fighting.
Yeah, he does.
No,
he knows about it.
Look at him. Look at him. But to actually
you wouldn't like to see him in post-match interviews and
no
commentary segments?
Hell no.
Okay.
There should be people that know what they're talking about, and he does not.
Well, I know what we're talking about.
We're talking about Hulk Hogan.
I was gonna say, film number 49 of 5,758, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, New Beginning. But
I gotta introduce a new segment.
Yeah, that's fine. I was gonna say, but we'll get to that later.
Every now and again, we get some Hulk Hogan news.
Get ready for everything you ever wanted to hear, know, and find out about Hulk Hogan, the greatest of all time.
Okay, so we're a little late to the party here. This is kind of an old news story, and I meant to bring it up last podcast, but just kind of got sidetracked. But
you forgot.
Yeah. That's the same thing as getting sidetracked.
Oh, you got sidetracked. Sorry, so it's my fault.
I didn't say Mike sidetracked me. I said I got sidetracked. Maybe I was talking about other things, and I forgot to talk about this. Why do you have to make everything
just
about you?
start
you
your
fucking
stupid
egomaniac?
segment.
You fucking
Just start
egomaniac.
your stupid segment.
I did.
Or continue it, I mean.
Until you interrupted me, you piece of shit. So it's old news, but like a few weeks ago, Hulk
Chris and I
Hogan
were talking.
tweets out. Shut up, man. Hulk Hogan tweets out a picture of him and Bam Margera,
Oh, yeah.
and he says, "Damn, Bam, I wish you were still with us. I sure would love to hang out again, my brother. Love you, miss you, HH." Clearly
That
thinking
is
that
hysterical.
Bam Margera is dead.
Bam Margera
He's alive.
is alive, and it's like he's not hiding. Just
Yeah.
look him up on YouTube. He's just doing videos left. He's doing a lot of interviews lately.
Yeah, he was on like a family therapy on VH1 with his mom.
So he crossed up the Jackass guys.
Yeah, and then much later he tweets out, "Got Ryan and Bam mixed up. Sorry, Bam! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! HH."
Did Bam Margera respond to this at all?
I'm not sure, but
Did he
it's
involve
like
himself? Because that's
so this fucking guy thinks
whoop.
that like that time they hung out must have been really great, or like what did they do? What was so great about that time that they hung out?
I mean, no, that's cool. Like, yeah, he had a memory, where it got wild. There's probably whiskey involved, and they were just doing its extreme stuff. I mean, maybe they were out, ski doing together or something like that, And this time, Brutus wasn't invited, and they had like a really good time. And then, Hogan's distanced himself, or they weren't close. But then, one of the Jackass guys died, and he's like got the guys crossed up,
This fucking guy.
So they mixed up
Ryan Dunn
Ryan
died
Dunn
7 years ago.
Yeah.
So he spent the last 7 years thinking that Bam Margera has been dead, and he's just been thinking about, man, that one night when me and Bam hung out.
Why does he finish his tweets with HH? That's like the official ones. Like, this is from the heart.
He must have.
Does one of the H stand for heart?
All the other ones are Brutus and Brian Knobs are tweeting for him, but when it's him,
You're joking.
he's definitely got somebody tweeting for him. Whoopsie, brother, HH. That's what somebody said.
What a wonderful segment, Ryan.
Oh, thank you.
How did I do as an audience?
Well, at first you were pretty hostile.
Here's the thing, man. All right, you're like, I think I'm going to introduce a segment because me and Chris were hanging out, and I brought up this tweet thing. You didn't tell me what the tweet was, and you're like, we were just laughing hysterically. It was the funniest thing ever. We had this amazing moment together, and I'm like, okay, well, that's a lot of pressure on me, man. What if I don't think it's funny? What if I think your segment fucking sucks?
I talked to you about it 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to talk about this.
Yeah.
And we talked about it, and we had a laugh.
All right, fine.
You
I'm just
son of a
trying to
bitch.
come up with a bit.
Your bits are always just anger at me for not thinking of you.
Yeah. Well, that's
Well, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, that was the motivation.
Hey, did you hear that Brutus had a GoFundMe for his knee surgery?
No.
Like, seriously, fuck that. Would you feel okay giving him money for his knee surgery?
Of course not.
I mean, like,
I'm not even going to give money to Perry Saturn, and he has like a real problem.
yeah, he's like actually
Like he's about ready
homeless
to
and
hang
shit.
himself.
But I
very
mean,
close.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake, what did he ever do in the ring where you're like, man, dude, that guy's knees are shot from all the punishment he took in the ring?
Oh yeah.
Dude
no.
didn't
This
do
is
anything.
for recreational stuff.
He probably hurt himself more on his jet ski
Yeah.
than he ever did in the
How he hurt himself the
squared
first
circle.
time. You think he bludgeoned his face in the ring? Hell no.
Yeah.
No,
So,
no. Brutus
You're not
the
getting
Barber
my money,
Beefcake was always
Brutus.
I never liked him. I can honestly say that. And I only appreciated him for the segment that Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels did in the barbershop. But even like his segments sucked. I thought it was goofy.
I never my dad got me into wrestling, and his favorite wrestler was Brutus the
What?
Barber Beefcake. And I know, like, at the time I was like, oh, my dad likes this guy. I guess he must be cool.
God, and like Mr.
But,
guys
like,
like Mr.
going-
Perfect, they're forced to put him over and
Yeah.
crap.
And then the poor genius has to get his hair cut.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, Genius was devastated.
Yeah.
Not my locks. Oh God.
Oh, your underrated genius impression.
Oh, you think it's underrated?
It's underrated.
Oh, thanks, man.
You don't bring it out enough.
Oh, I see. Well, sorry, man. Sorry about
Well, introduce-
ruining your cool segment.
Introduce the next film
I like
as the genius.
The drop a lot. Where did that come from?
I just looked up some Hulk Hogan drops and I found
Yeah.
that in there. There was also a Hulk Hogan like Arby's commercial.
Dude, you should just bring this up. Like, this should be a segment because there is a lot of material out there with Hulk Hogan,
mean,
man. Holy Lord.
Should they're making a movie, an actual movie of the Hulk Hogan Gawker stuff.
Oh, wow.
So that's something. Who would play Hulk Hogan? Who could possibly play him?
Nick Nolte.
Is he going to put on the size?
Well, if we're talking post 93, he's not going to have to.
But I mean, Hogan.
John
now,
Cena, man. That's my answer to everything is John Cena. How about Dave Bautista?
That'd be interesting.
I think Father
But isn't
John
he, like,
Misty
too,
should play Hulk Hogan.
Too ethnic to play Hulk Hogan.
Oh, J.P. Sorrow should play Hulk Hogan. He has the best
Damn.
impression of him.
He should. That's
his impression is unbelievable, man.
That
Of Hogan?
casting. The casting director for that film has got just
Tough job.
tough job.
Is that
ahead.
going to be a made-for-television film?
I think it's going to be in the
In
cinema.
the cinema.
It's the director of the Hunger Games series
Wow.
is doing it. Yeah. I could have saved that for the next podcast for the Hulk Hogan segment, but I'm sure some sort of fucked up news will
Nick
come
Nolte
out.
could do it
in the
because,
next 2
like,
weeks.
Hogan's always in a black suit in this time, you know? They're not going to go back to his
Nick
in-ring
Nolte's
days.
like way too haggard though.
I know. Why do I keep saying Nick Nolte? Harrison Ford? How about Kevin Spacey? Come on. Let's bring him back.
Yet have Kevin Spacey make a comeback for a guy that needs to make a comeback.
How about Dom
That'd be
DeLuise?
He's dead. Rest in peace.
I
Dom.
wish this was a Mel Brooks film.
So
Instead
yeah,
of the guy
Leslie
from
Nielsen
Hunger.
could have been, if he was alive, he could have been a good Hulk Hogan. That's impossible casting. Maybe. Well, what about Ron Perlman?
Oh, you did it.
Yeah, I was trying to.
He'd
think
have
of,
to
like,
slim down.
Who's an older, but kind of burly guy?
How about Dick Cheney? Ooh, Kevin James. If he drops a little weight.
Yeah.
How about Kathy Bates?
Kathy Bates? I think she could do it. Meryl Streep
Oh, yeah.
could do anything.
Oh, wait a minute.
This would be, you know how Kate Blanchett played Bob Dylan? If Meryl Streep could play Hulk Hogan,
Oh my
she
God!
would be
the
no
all
doubt
time
about it, the best
Yeah.
female male
Oh,
actor ever.
oh my God! There's like a bathroom scene where Hogan is just staring at himself in the mirror and he just sheds a tear as he's putting on his bandana.
This is Cherry Bollea crying right
Not
now.
Hulk Hogan.
Not Hulk Hogan. This is Terry Bollea with the 4-inch dick.
I mean, what would be
Hulk
your
Hogan has the 9-inch dick.
what's your? How would you begin that research if you are the casting director? Muscular, tall actors in their 50s.
No, I'd be like
in their
tall,
60s.
muscular.
50s can play
Yeah.
60s.
Well, Ron Perlman's probably in his 60s, right?
No, it's perfect age.
I think I'd definitely start with him, and if he's busy, then I'd have to keep looking. Does the guy from like
How about
OC
Vin Diesel?
or Monster Garage? Does that guy act?
Oh, yeah. They're the same. He wouldn't have. They just.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have to do anything different.
He's got the mustache.
He's got the bandana. It's
Yeah.
like what hair and makeup?
Yeah, let's just make it easy on ourselves. We'll cast that guy.
Yeah,
But man, I can't wait. I can't
Yeah.
wait to find out.
that would be. That's great news.
I think the genius should introduce.
How
this
about
week's
Chris Hemsworth?
film. That's way too young.
You age him.
Then that'd be something.
You age him, man.
CGI or
I think he could pull it
prosthetics.
off. Ooh, Hugh Jackman. No. He'd have to beef up.
I don't think he could do
Jason
it.
Statham.
Have you seen that guy? He's like 5'7".
Ooh.
I actually saw him in person one time.
Is Tom Hardy too
He's
young?
small.
Tom Hardy? A little too young, perhaps.
Well, he's as young as Chris Hemsworth.
No, we're done. We're done. I've got it. We're done. Dolph Lundgren.
Yes.
Dolph Lundgren.
But have you ever seen Dolph Lundgren not do his accent? Have you ever seen him sound like an American?
No, I haven't.
Even when he was a He-Man, he still sounded like Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think he's capable of
Yeah,
doing
maybe you're right. No, I haven't ever
some
heard him
real
do a
acting
Venice
stretching.
Beach accent.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel Craig.
No,
There's
that'd
some
be something.
possibilities out there, but when are they going to announce this? Oh, this is so exciting.
Oh, well, you know that we're going to have a segment when they do.
And speaking of that, segment is coming up here. Film.
The genius. The genius
there you
should introduce the film.
No,
Come
don't.
on.
I don't want to do it if
Okay, I'm
if it's
not
not
gonna
my
make
idea, man.
I'm not going to make it.
Film number 4. No, I can't even do it. Film number 49 of 5,758. Back in action. I didn't. These are my old notes. Crap. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The New Beginning. Is that what it was? Or The Next
The
Generation?
Next Generation.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
The
I
fucking
never get the movie
Ern
right.
lied to us last. We said Texas Chainsaw
Behold.
Massacre: The Return. The Ern lied to us.
Right.
It's actually The Next Generation.
Which I guess I should have picked up on because I have seen this movie
and
before.
It's starring which wrestler?
Deborah McMichaels.
And that I feel is debatable.
No,
Did that
I
look
missed
like
it the
her
first
to you?
time. I missed it the first time, and then I
looked
watched
it up
it
on
again.
IMDb, and it said "cop at Bud's Pizza."
Yeah, she's in the car.
Yeah, but I was like, I had to rewind it a few times, and I'm still like, is that Deborah really?
I missed it the first time. And I was like, oh, that's probably the scene. Rewinded it, and I was like, okay, I guess so.
It was a blonde woman.
2 black coffees. Sounded like Deborah. You want anything else? And like a couple cops going to a pizza place at the drive-thru to get 2 coffees. Crazy town.
Yeah. No wonder there's murderous people.
No, I think that was her.
Yeah, I mean, on her IMDb, it says it was her. So that's all we
Just,
can go by.
You know,
But
she had
it
her
was
hair
so
tied back.
brief. It was not as brief as Kurt Angle.
Nope, that's the record. That is
Yeah.
like one of the bushwhackers in the Royal Rumble short.
Yeah. I don't think we could ever break the Kurt Angle. Well, I mean, Tatanka.
You know, we could potentially do like a Royal Rumble like kind of bit where we do time briefest performance
wow.
because like we have a lot to sift through. A lot of these movies are just
minute
we're
performances.
just finding any excuse to
Yeah.
watch.
Well, how was her performance in this?
Excellent. Hands at 10 and 2.
Yeah. You know, I didn't watch this and say, like, that's Deborah. I was like, that is a female police officer driving while her counterpart goes to hit on a murderous female that has Renee Zellweger in her trunk.
Excellent.
Yeah. And
That's all you want in a
that's all
performance.
you want. Oh my God! I remember renting this at Blockbuster.
Yeah, me too. Was it because of the cast? I know I saw it because, look, I really, really appreciate Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just for the disturbing, shocking
I
look.
think it's one of the most important movies.
Yeah, but I'm not
all
going to.
time. I really do. As far as in
no
the horror
doubt.
drama, genre.
Absolutely, just horrifying. Saw it at way too young of an age, thanks to
How old
Joe
were
Bob Briggs and Monster Vision.
Oh, so
probably
you watched
like
it on
so
edited?
it
then.
was edited, and then but it still didn't matter. The content was still there, and it came through. And it's not a gory movie at all. So you don't actually you never see a scene that should be edited from television in the 90s. the scenery didn't really matter. It was like severed heads, and that's the stuff that mattered. But like, skulls hanging in a room and just this creepy sounds, like that made it in the television
and
cut.
everything just looked real
and gritty
and
and
like
grainy.
So verite.
And
yeah,
I thought it was real.
So uneasy.
I didn't sleep that night. I thought like these poor. I didn't think it was real, but I thought it was very, very close to a real, accurate story. And it was influenced by Leatherface was influenced by Ed Gein, but
it felt like I was watching something I shouldn't be watching.
Oh my
like
God,
a snuff film.
Yeah, it's like, Dad, you're letting me watch this? Like you shouldn't.
I remember I think I was maybe. So back in the summers of my 7th and 8th grade, I was like, okay, this summer, I'm going to just watch movies that I've never seen before that are considered to be classics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like I would make my way through like the AFI top 100 movies. And I'd also just be like, oh, I've never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's one of those important movies. I better watch it.
Yeah.
And then I remember just feeling dirty after I watched it. Like I did something wrong. Like I witnessed murders that should not have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And none of that comes across in the next generation.
No, not at all. But that wasn't really their intention. But anyway, so aside from the first one, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen them all, and I've seen all the reboots, but I wasn't like super hyper actively seeking out all that franchise's movies.
Have you seen the one with Dennis Hopper?
That was
sequel?
like the third one.
That's the second one.
The second one, yeah.
I've
yeah,
never
I have.
seen it.
I have, but it wasn't memorable. Obviously, I can't tell you anything about it.
Because he's scary.
Yeah,
like him in Blue Velvet. That's one of the scariest things I've ever seen. Just him yelling at Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah. Oh. Very unnerving.
So if he's like
just
that,
breathing in oxygen like a creepo.
There's nothing scarier than that.
Yeah. Horrifying. I don't know. It would be interesting to revisit that.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch that.
I remember when this one came out, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to see it. And it was because of the cast, And this is Matthew McConaughey after, what was he in? Endless Summer? Dazed and Confused. This was after. This was like a year after, and there's even a line where he's going, all right.
Yeah, I know.
Is a little silly.
Do you think he said that on purpose?
And Renee Zellweger. Oh, of course.
This was going to be my fun fact, but since we're just talking about it now. Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger both came to fame years later in 1996 with the movies A Time to Kill and Jerry Maguire, respectively. Both actors shared the same talent agency. When Sony, who owned the film's distribution rights, were preparing to re-release the film, highlighting the pair, both actors' agent threatened a lawsuit against the studio, claiming their clients were being unfairly exploited. The agency also said that if released the film on the back of their names, that neither actor would appear in any future Sony releases. Plans for the release was quickly scuttled.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, yeah, they tried to... They made the movie, they got famous,
and then they're like,
and then they tried to, re-release it to make some money because this movie didn't make shit.
Mm-hmm.
It made like $50,000 on the opening weekend, and it didn't make its money back.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it grossed $141,626, and the budget was $600,000.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah.
So McConaughey was just like completely against people remembering this.
He's the only thing when I rewatched it. He's the only thing I really remembered about it. I remembered his
I remember
bionic leg and him
the hydraulic
leg
leg
that woman with his leg.
I remember Renee Zellweger more because I was like, she's acting strange. Like that's not how normal people act.
She is terrible. In this.
Whiny and like.
And like nothing, it doesn't feel like she's in danger.
No one reacts as if they're in danger, which I kind of like, because nobody does. Nobody is afraid in this movie.
Yeah,
like the Barry character, he's not afraid.
He's like,
of
there was a guy that was pointing a gun out at me outside,
which is kind of cool. It's like violence isn't as important or the quality of life isn't as big in this world. Everyone acted very strange, which is kind of quirky, and it kind of worked for me, actually.
It kind of took me out of it. It's like you got to be a little more terrified of this chainsaw wielding maniac.
But yeah, isolating it on its own, it's an awful performance. You need that. Yeah, that's what makes the first movie unbelievable, is that, Tobe Hooper, just pushed these actors to the brink to where every scene they're just exhausted and they are horrified. And that reaction to a woman screaming as she's getting, held and thrown onto a meat hook is just horrifying. Oh, my God. The most horrifying thing ever. And this is just silly. It's like nothing really matters. Well, whatever.
There's no effective jump scares in it.
No, not at all.
Matthew McConaughey, he's really, I think, the only good part of this. He's
awesome in it.
Is like a maniac. He's pretty scary.
Yeah, I would be proud of this performance.
Yeah, he should be. He did not phone it in at all. You could tell, like, Renee Zellweger, she just wasn't there yet. She must have took one hell of an acting class between this and Jerry Maguire.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, she's magnificent in that. That was a star-making performance.
Yeah,
or
but
even,
no, it could
Empire Records.
It could very well be bad direction. It's not I think it was a conscious choice by the director to make these kids kind of wink, wink, and a nod, this isn't real. So that's kind of how she portrayed it. So if that was her direction, then she can't really do much.
Who was the guy in the limo? Can you explain that to me? I'm kind of confused.
Oh, you know what?
Who is that guy?
That's the thing. This story is so convoluted. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like there's this...
And then she just casually gets into that limo.
There's an elite community of people that I don't know, make profit off of violence.
I want to see real horror.
Right.
And he's like, I'll take you to the hospital now. After he licked her face and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get it, man.
Yeah.
And then when they're in the limo, I was like, okay, now we need answers. And we didn't get any answers. All he said was, hey, and who was on the gurney at the very end? Who's that lady? It was there was a gotcha moment. It's just some random lady being pushed on a gurney into an operating room.
Somebody would explain this to me.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah,
I was hoping you would, frankly.
Yeah, I actually put down, ask Mike if he knows who the guy
I didn't get it. Obviously, it's this elite underground community of very successful men that I don't know how they watch it. Is this on closed circuit?
They didn't allude to that at all.
There was no filming of it. How is this being documented and relayed to this? There's no cameras anywhere. So
and who is
he's
flying the
creating
plane
this violence
that kills McConaughey?
Part of that community, I guess. And that was an awful scene. Totally unsatisfying there.
Oh.
Barry's death sucked. I thought he just got knocked out. I was like, what happened to Barry? He was kind of cool. I want to be best friends with that guy.
All the deaths suck in this. There's no good death scenes.
I didn't.
Except for the head stomping.
And I didn't really like the Leatherface rendition. But I wish I would have, because I saw an interview with the actor on this show that Sandra Bernhard hosted, of all people, and he seemed like a very articulate guy, and this homosexual man that was really, I don't know, invested in the character, and it wasn't
dressing up like a woman.
Yeah, and it was okay.
Like that aspect. They could have gone more with it when he's chasing her on the roof. So bad, so horribly filmed. It doesn't look like they're within arm's reach of each other at all. At any point.
And it was long.
Yeah. This is just horrible filmmaking in so many aspects.
Yeah, things when that the girl goes to get food. Oh, great rack, though. We got some moonlight lit titties. I did appreciate that. When she goes to get her drinks, the guy hands her a bag. Here's your bag of drinks. Just little things like that. Okay, well, just change it to burgers.
Yeah.
There's a bag.
I know.
Sucks. Like it's poorly done. Like little things like that.
Yeah,
are just
if somebody handed went to get your pizza and they're like, "Oh, and here's your 2
drinks.
Cokes in a
It was a
brown
bag.
Like, what the fuck?
It's like this movie's dumb.
Give me
like,
Can I have a drink holder, please? I'm driving here.
Is it just Pepsi in this bag, or did you have the decency to put it in a cup? You monster.
God damn. It's almost like the whole thing with the limo and stuff. That's almost kind of David Lynchian.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, I did write down what could be a plot point here, because the girl we aforementioned said that her man Matthew McConaughey was hired by these people that are responsible for the JFK assassination. You know, so maybe this community, this underground community, of elites has been around forever since then. But why?
Just inflicting horror in Texas.
Yeah.
And there's a thing that it said some people died, and then nothing happened, and then 5 years later, some more people died.
Oh God!
And
Yeah,
then
the
nothing
opening
happened.
text was terrible.
And then maybe some people might die again.
Yeah. And then for a while, nothing happened. Like, that's
And
literally
then,
in there.
Then somebody else died.
And then for 5 years, nothing.
yeah,
So stupid.
like, what the fuck?
Okay, they did one thing though that I kind of thought was clever. They used that creepy screeching sound, that winding gear sound when they take the crime photos. You know, they use that for the prom pictures. I thought that was kind of neat because these are kids going to prom.
There's like a lot of random use of music in this too. Like during chases that are supposed to be scary, they're just playing like 90s alternative rock
Yeah.
in the background. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Totally
just like
would
kind of
take me out of
like
it.
Mike Myers kind of movie music.
Yeah.
You know? There she goes. Ah! There she goes again.
Oh god.
That would work, though. The laws. Okay, well, the RV scene was one of the best in cinematic history, though, with the 2 retired couples drinking Bloody Marys. Hopefully the man's was virgin because he was driving, and he's like...
Yeah, I was like, you're going to serve up a yard of Bloody Marys?
Yeah,
They look like 2 yards. There was a big-ass Bloody Marys.
There's a monster chasing her with a chainsaw.
Let's let her get inside.
Step on it, Mr. Schmodditch.
And then that's all we see of them.
Yeah, RV
Like,
flips,
couldn't-
and then a plane descends.
If this
takes out
movie was
Matthew
any
McConaughey.
good, he would have put a chainsaw through the fucking old man's head or something.
Yeah.
Just give me something. They didn't give us anything.
An RV flip?
Yeah, big deal. They probably survived.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean, it
what the
kind of
hell?
put a damper on their vacation, I guess. But
Yeah, this is just a mess. I took down Debra's bio from
Okay.
IMDb. This mini biography was written by Hannah Lohan. And it just is
okay.
it's kind of fucked up.
Really?
The way some of the stuff she says. So
Okay. Well,
I'm like,
sorry.
why did you write this, Hannah?
Wait, this is her bio for which page? This is
For Debra's IMDb page.
Okay, sorry, I missed that.
So this will go in lieu of my fun facts, since I already read you my fun fact earlier.
Oh, there's only one fact, huh?
There's not much facts for this.
Okay.
I'd love more facts because I'd love to really find out about the production of this film, but we just don't really know much.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure some rich like Eastern European guy was like, I make movie.
Right.
I own rights. I make movie. And that's this came
Dude,
out.
your
of it.
impressions of foreigners is just stunning today, man. It's like
Deborah was raised in Texas and was a track runner, cheerleader, and homecoming queen in high school before attending the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute in New York.
really?
What?
She did? They probably
There's-
kicked her out.
They barely even let her speak. I actually Googled Deborah wrestling quotes, Deborah
nothing.
promos. There's nothing.
My outro is just a very minimal little burp that I got. This is all I could find.
Yeah. She then became an airline attendant whilst in her 20s. So I guess they kicked her out of the Strasberg Theater. Deborah,
Yorick, poor Yorick. Where far out there, Yorick?
Deborah first appeared on TV in a brief appearance in Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. TV?
Well, maybe the biographer saw it on TV.
Hannah Lohan.
You blew it.
She then went into WCW between 1995 and 1998 as the queen of WCW, as well as a manager for Steve McMichael, a.k.a. Steve Mongo McMichael. In 1998, she went to WWF/WWE and was Jeff Jarrett's manager and was nicknamed The Puppies
Nope.
by Jerry Lawler, a.k.a. Jerry the King Lawler.
He used puppies way more often with Miss Kitty.
This is a open parentheses with no closed parentheses, by the way.
Okay.
When she said a.k.a. Jerry the King Lawler.
Okay.
She
We
never
all
closes
have forgotten to close our quotes
parentheses.
before.
She
I do it all the
continued
time,
to
so
grow.
She didn't edit this.
She continued to grow. Her tits did. And went on to win the WWF Women's Championship from Rena Mero, a.k.a. Sable.
Sable.
She remembered to close those parentheses
Okay.
at least. In an evening gown match. She held on to it for 5 weeks until Lisa Moretti, a.k.a. Ivory, won it from her after a long feud. She was then voted Manager of the Year in both the 1999 and 2000. She doesn't say, she just said in both the 1999 and 2000.
Okay.
She doesn't say Slammies or anything.
Yeah.
She was the presenter at the Teen Choice Awards 1999.
Okay.
In 2002, Deborah had a problem with her marriage to Steve Austin and left wrestling for good in 2003. Deborah later played a small role in the film.
A problem? He beat the living shit out
I
of
know.
her.
A problem.
Little problem.
Yeah. Just another romantic wrestling comedy. I think we got to watch that sometime.
Okay. Put it
Yeah.
in the urn, man.
And that's it. That's her bio.
That's not good.
Yeah, like
Who writes these
Hannah
things?
Lohan.
Like, do you ever
You
read
can do better.
the summaries for,
I
films
think
on
they're just
IMDb?
like-
Like, do fans just
I think it's
submit
all like
stuff?
crowdsourced.
Yeah.
But Hannah,
Can you
you can do better.
Is there a link? Can you click on her name? Does it link to others?
I think you can. Yeah,
Oh.
I just did.
Come on, Hannah. We're doing this for you.
She did Deborah McMichael. That's it.
Okay.
This is what she did.
Wow.
That's what she contributed
Okay.
to IMDb.
Well, that's more than I have.
To think, like, she was like on the internet one day and she was like looking up Deborah and she was like, wait a second. Nobody provided a bio.
Oh.
I'll write one.
But it wasn't very flattering, though.
Wasn't her nickname the Puppies?
No.
Those were her tits, madam. Those were her tits. Yeah. She had a problem with her husband and left wrestling. And her tits
No details there.
were not called the Puppies.
Oh, God.
Did you know she was married to Mongo McMichael from 1985 to 1998? It's a long-ass marriage.
That is a long time. Yeah.
I
didn't-
figured they were just married for maybe like 4 years. They
Yeah.
had a long marriage. He was probably playing football when they met.
That's great.
Damn.
I wonder if their relationship is amicable these days. I bet it is.
I actually kind of looked up some Deborah interviews
Yeah.
to hear more about the domestic abuse of Steve Austin,
Mm-hmm.
and she's amicable with him.
Yeah. I know. I've heard that, too. And she's like, I didn't want to say anything because people love him. It's like, God damn.
Yeah, she said like she didn't even want, like she kind of kept it low because she didn't want him to go to jail. She
Yeah,
just wanted
right.
him to get
And
like probation and stuff.
She was in a terrible position because it would
Yeah.
affect her income as well.
But then she's also gone on to be like to give talks and be an advocate for like domestic violence and stuff.
There you go.
So
That's
she's
awesome.
yeah. And I guess her and Steve worked it out. Hopefully Steve and his new wife, what's her name? She's on the
Hershey
his
the Wonder
podcast.
Dog.
Yeah. Hopefully Steve is nicer to Hershey the Wonder Dog. I give this film a 0.4.
Okay. I had more fun with it, I guess. It had been Yeah, because I last seen it when it came out, I would say, or shortly thereafter. 2.2.
Okay.
I like it just a little
Let's
bit more.
dig into the urn here.
You dig into the urn there. We gotta. The streak continues.
Yeah.
The
this
urn has not been good
this
to
urn
us.
hates
Filled
us.
with the souls of.
Just drop the lid of the urn
Forget
on
it.
the floor. All right. What do we got here? It's a big one.
A lot of words in this title. This is a scroll, Ryan.
Clash of the Titans.
Okay.
I think I'll have to look up who's in that now. Clash of the Titans. Starring. Oh, you know what? We never flick charted this, by the way.
Oh,
Should
yeah.
we do that now?
Yeah, let's do it. Clash of the Titans. Yeah, 2010.
Well, I'm not sure if this is the original or
Oh, I hope it's the original. Yeah.
Pat Roach is the star of Clash of the Titans.
Yes, he
So
is.
this guy, I think,
I thought Clash of the Titan was all claymation.
I looked him. Well, there's people in it too. It's not only like the monsters are claymation, but so yeah, this guy's in a lot of classic stuff.
Okay.
So we'll actually get to see good movies that star Pat Roach. He, I believe, was a wrestler primarily in the UK.
Wow.
But he made his mark acting in movies such as Indiana Jones, and the Temple of Doom.
I think
Raiders
it's
of the Lost Ark.
I'm excited to watch this again.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
He's
I remember
in Clockwork Orange.
I remember liking it as a kid quite a bit.
All right, so let's go to Flick Chart and let's see where frickin' Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
I'd rather it were Remember the Titans, though, no doubt.
I think there might be a wrestler in
We gotta
Remember
look it
the
up.
Titans. It might be in the urn. Adding to my Flick Chart.
Yes. Round 2.
Loading.
Texas
Loading.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
Next Generation.
And as we always begin
starring Deborah
on
McMichael.
flickchart.com, we have to ask the question, is the return of the... They're even calling it the return of the Texas Chainsaw
Weird.
Massacre.
Yeah, I know. That's not our fault.
Yeah,
it's not
maybe-
the urn's fault.
Maybe in some markets it's called the return.
Yeah, because what pops up is just this random documentary.
Yeah. Okay, so the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, a.k.a. the return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Close those parentheses.
1994, close parentheses.
Thank you.
Is that better than the Karate Kid 2? Fuck no.
They keep starting with the Karate Kid 2. I'm sick of it.
Is it better than Scream 3? Fuck no.
Thank you.
Is it better than The Sandlot? Are you
Fuck
fucking kidding
no.
me? Is it better than The Adjustment Bureau? Have
Fuck
you seen that?
no.
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
And I don't even really like that movie.
This is terrible. I need my swear jar back. It's like
Is
it's
it
not
better than
around.
Casino Royale?
Fuck
Hell no.
no. This is easy.
Yeah. Is it better than The Sound of Music? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
better. Yeah, it's better than The Sound
I
of
think
Music.
it's a little bit better than The Sound of Music.
Is it better than 10 Things I Hate About You? Fuck
No.
no. That's a delightful
Not even.
teen
No
romance.
slight hesitation.
Is it better than Troy 2004?
No.
No.
Saw it in the theaters. Loved it.
Is it better than 12 Monkeys?
Oh. Oh, yeah.
I think not.
Yeah.
Is it better than The Fast and the Furious?
Oh, I'm a hard no, but you are not a hard no. You hate this franchise.
I'll still say The Fast and the Furious is
I
better.
mean, they did a better job. You know, if someone ordered a drink, it wouldn't be handed to them in a bag.
Yeah, I mean, at least, the cars went fast.
The cars went fast. That's cool.
There were no real Texas Chainsaw Massacres in the Texas Chainsaw Massacres: The Next Generation.
No.
Yeah, now it's thinking. It's thinking. It's like, man, you really hate this movie.
Yeah, this is going to be of the, what is it again, 3,000? What's your total?
1,193.
1,193.
This is at the very bottom.
Yeah!
Yeah, this is number
Nice.
1,193.
It doesn't deserve to be. It's not the worst movie of all time. There's some fun moments, okay, but it's the okay. What's the second worst movie
Let's see.
in your list?
Let's see. I'll have to pull
You should
that
do
up.
you did your top 10 last time. You should do your bottom 10 this time.
Okay. This will just probably make me have to re-rank it, though.
Yeah. So it actually is calculated. So it's like a legit,
Okay.
thing. It's calculating this thing. It takes
Okay.
for fucking ever.
Is it? I'll have to re-rank these at some point.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now, my bottom 10. And
Are you going up from the last?
I don't
to-
really vouch for this. Okay.
Really? Okay.
The worst
Interesting.
movie
Ooh.
Is
little
the return
controversy.
of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
The second worst is the Fast and the Furious.
Whoa!
The third worst is 12 Monkeys.
What?
The fourth worst is Kung Fu Panda. The
Oh.
fifth worst is Troy. The sixth worst is Quantum of Solace. The seventh worst is Charlie Wilson's War.
Oh,
The eighth
hated
is
that movie.
Hancock. 9, Gone in 60 Seconds. And 10 Things I Hate About You.
Really?
I really need to re-rank these.
And that's surprising because they asked a lot of those movies, and you found this to be worse. So,
Yeah.
so 10 Things I Hate About You and 12 Monkeys should have been bumped up a little bit,
I'll do some work on my flick chart, and we'll revisit my bottom 10
Okay.
next week.
Like it. Get cracking,
Our
man.
next podcast. Yeah, so that about does it. I'm Ryan the Muffler Bruckner, saying to you people, you really shouldn't be encouraging adolescents to look at your breasts.
And I'm Mike Big Tobacco Ryan saying, but if Miss Nicole wants to compete tonight, then I think we should definitely do it Deborah style. So I think we should have a contest, maybe a bikini contest.